Hey everyone, and welcome to the channel. Today we're diving into the very first episode of this incredible series, where fate and reincarnation intertwine in a fascinating story. Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any of the upcoming summaries. Diana wakes up with a start, breathless, heart pounding. That dream again? Always the same one. Her friend, watching from the couch, shakes her head and tells her it's happening again. She adds that it's been going on for years and thought it would eventually stop. But Diana isn't convinced. These visions feel too vivid, too real, like they're more than just nightmares. But she doesn't have time to dwell on it. Work is calling, and she needs to pull herself together. At the hospital, things are tense. The management announces that a key position is open, and Diana is competing against Irene, another highly respected doctor. They have 3 weeks to present a project, and only one of them will be chosen. Irene wishes her luck, but the tone in her voice makes it clear this is a rivalry. Diana knows she'll have to give it everything she's got, but her mind is elsewhere. These dreams are unsettling her more than she's willing to admit. Meanwhile, a man named Mario Villarreal arrives in Mexico for a research project. During his flight, he meets Gonzalo, an art gallery owner passionate about colonial art. Gonzalo strikes up a conversation and tells him about an upcoming exhibition he's organizing. He invites Mario, convinced that he'll be interested. Curious, Mario accepts. Back in town, Diana visits Joaquin, her psychologist, someone she has trusted for years. She tells him about her dream, about the trial, about this woman named Leonor. He listens carefully and then suggests trying a regression through hypnosis. At first, Diana is skeptical. She hesitates, doubting whether this method will actually work. But Joaquin insists, explaining that it could help her understand what's behind these recurring nightmares. In the end, she agrees. Under hypnosis, she gradually relaxes, guided by Joaquin's calm voice. He asks her to go back in time, beyond her own existence. Slowly, images start appearing. She describes a woman in chains, terrified, surrounded by men dressed in black. She says this woman's name is Leonor, and that she's accused of witchcraft. Joaquin encourages her to go on. Diana speaks of a man who loves Leonor, but is powerless to save her. Then suddenly she gasps and wakes up abruptly, overwhelmed by what she just experienced. Joaquin tries to reassure her, but she remains shaken. This wasn't just a dream. Later that night, she attends the exhibition hosted by Gonzalo. The event is elegant, the atmosphere refined. She walks among the displayed artwork until she stops in front of a painting. Something about it catches her eye. This scene, she recognizes it. It's exactly what she saw under hypnosis. Her breath catches. She's stunned, unable to look away. At that moment, Mario arrives at the gallery. He chats briefly with Gonzalo before turning around, and that's when he sees Diana. The moment their eyes meet, something strange happens. He feels like he knows her. She feels it too. It's as if they've met before, but they can't remember when or where. Their exchange is brief but intense. They are drawn to each other, without knowing why. After this unsettling encounter, Diana goes home. But sleep eludes her. Her mind is racing with questions. She thinks about what she saw under hypnosis, about the painting, about Mario, the stranger she just met. Everything feels oddly connected. Unable to wait any longer, she decides to call Joaquin. She tells him she wants to go deeper into the hypnosis sessions. The next day, she returns to Joaquin's office. This time, she wants to push further into the regression. Joaquin guides her under hypnosis again. Almost instantly, the visions return. She sees herself in another time, another place. She is Leonor. She feels her fear, her pain. She lives through each moment as if she's really there. She hears voices, prayers, screams, and then she sees a man, Eduardo. Her heart tightens. She feels deep sorrow, a forbidden love, a tragic fate. When she wakes up, tears are streaming down her face. Joaquin is by her side, completely fascinated by what he just heard. He is convinced that Diana is reliving memories from a past life. He talks to her about reincarnation, explaining that some memories can transcend time and resurface as dreams or unexplained sensations. Diana, still shaken, struggles to accept the idea, but deep down, she knows there's some truth to it. Meanwhile, Mario is just as troubled by his encounter with Diana. He talks to Gonzalo about it, and to his surprise, Gonzalo reveals that Diana is his sister. Mario is shocked, but at the same time, he somehow suspected it. That connection he felt, it wasn't just a coincidence. Back at the hospital, Diana throws herself into her work, trying to focus on her project for the promotion. But she's distracted. The visions keep haunting her. People around her start noticing her strange behavior. Her friend asks if she's okay, but she dodges the question. One night, as she's alone in her apartment, an eerie feeling creeps over her. She senses a presence, an invisible force calling out to her. She looks at herself in the mirror, and for a brief moment she doesn't see her own reflection. Instead, Leonor's face stares back at her. She stumbles back, terrified. That's when she realizes everything is real. The visions, the sensations, they aren't just dreams. It's an ancient memory trying to resurface. But why? At the same time, Mario starts having strange dreams too. He sees a woman he doesn't recognize, but she feels familiar. He dreams of a forbidden love, of tragedy. He wakes up with his heart racing. He needs to understand what's happening to him. As Diana and Mario continue their separate lives, they still don't realize that their destinies are tied by a past that refuses to stay buried. The shadows of the 17th century still haunt them, and this is only the beginning of a truth that will turn their lives upside down. What do you think? Is Diana really the reincarnation of Leonor? And what does her meeting with Mario mean? Drop your theories in the comments. We'll be back soon with the next episode summary. Until then, subscribe, like this video, and share it with your friends. See you soon.